How you doing? This is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh. Well, there's my new Steelers blanket. Very plush, very soft. I just thought I'd show it to y'all. But the Steelers are on a bye week this week. And there's stuff more important than football going on. Anonymous said Saturday that ISIS plans to attack cities in the U.S., Paris, Indonesia, Italy, and Lebanon tomorrow. And in Belgium, they're at a high stage of alert because they have information that Belgium will be attacked, probably Brussels. But the FBI said Saturday they're aware of the alleged threat to the Atlanta event, but lack specific or credible information of an attack. They've made the proper notifications and they continue to work closely with law enforcement. Now, my question is this. Hello? Do I have to be George Norrie or Jim Marst or oh God, my mind has gone blank. Alex Jones, sorry about that. And shut up, bell gabbers, I know what you're going to say. To realize that tomorrow is November 22nd, the anniversary weekend of the assassination of JFK in 1963, and ISIS pays important attention to specific dates on the calendar and specific anniversaries. Hello. If they say they're going to hit the WWE, it's probably going to get hit. And I was really surprised to read attendance at a wrestling event. You look on TV, and it looks like they got tens of thousands of fans. And when John Cena appears, they get a lot of people, but they only draw about 5,600 people. They draw 7,000 in rinky-dink Sacramento. And I used to go watch wrestling in Sacramento. I talked to Rowdy Piper and Rick Rude. And it was a big thing for Sacramento to go down to the Civic Auditorium and to watch wrestling. Because back then, there wasn't much to do in Sacramento. And I liked going to wrestling. It was cheap. It was about $7, and it was fun. But believe me, Anonymous has got their pulse in the whole country. Anonymous has got their pulse in the whole globe. These guys are professional hackers. They take down corporate sites. They take down government sites. If they're hacking into ISIS computers or ISIS PlayStations, and that story it said wasn't true, they know what the hell they're talking about. But on November 22nd, the FBI and Obama and Homeland Security ought to be paying attention. So it makes no sense to discredit this or not pay attention to it because of the date. And ISIS said they won't reveal their sources because the sites they're looking at would be taken down and no one would believe them. Well, the problem is now it's a case of Chicken Little. The FBI probably doesn't believe them anyway because they're hackers. They're not high intelligence sources. They're not reliable intelligence sources. And they probably think they're a bunch of pimply kids using an Amiga or an Atari or something. God, I knew kids in the 80s and 70s that were designing Apple software that made them millionaires. And games that made them millionaires. As young as 13 years old. So, I didn't know them well, but I knew them. I hung around at computer stores in San Francisco a lot. And they were there. And I went to all the West Coast computer fairs in the days before computers were huge. So, this is a credible threat that the FBI really should be taking seriously just on common sense. November 22nd, ding, ding, ding. Good day for a terrorist attack, according to the terrorist. So, but the other thought I had was, even with 5,600 people, you got Atlanta, Georgia. Now, forget all these people that don't like the Confederate flag and the Dukes of Hazzard and the Gerald Lee. They probably don't like Boss Hogg. Well, them good old boys down there, they ain't going to put up with any crap no ISIS. Because they got trucks, they got pick-em-up trucks, they got RVs, And every pickup truck is going to have a shotgun or an AR-15 or a rifle or a combination thereof, because some of them guys carry 3-4 rifles in the back of their truck, and a lot of them guys is packing guns. Now you think if they're out there doing their barbecue, because you know they're going to be tailgating, if they got any kind of parking facility, all they allow it, you think they're going to let a bunch of guys dressed in hoods and flak jackets just saunter onto the property and start blowing people away? They probably have 200-300 guns trained on them at a minute's notice. I just may think, uh-oh, we're going to go in here and just, everybody's going to roll over and play dead. It may be the other way around, because that's one sporting event. It'd be like someone trying to attack an event at Darlington or Daytona. All them good boys are packing, and they ain't going to put up any crap. They're going to shoot first and ask questions later. They see you carrying a gun and you got a flak vest on and you don't have FBI or police on it, they're going to be aiming at you. And the minute you fire your weapon, you're going to be perforated like a Swiss cheese. So, of course, I don't want to give any ideas to ISIS that they, may think, well, maybe we shouldn't hit this event. But this is one target they may regret. And I say, send them all back to Allah. Send them to the 47 virgins. May they all look like that White House reporter that was 90-some years old who disrespected Israel and disrespected the Jews. They all look like her, who'd been there since, I don't know, Herbert Hoover. And Bush finally kicked her out because he'd had it with her sarcasm and her quite annoying questions. I can't remember her name right now. But they all look like old, dried up, hateful hags like her. Send them all to Allah or send them all to hell. It doesn't matter to me. But, Indonesia, yeah, they're targets, because any country that doesn't only allows the government to have weapons, that means you're victims. Automatic. Just stick a big victim rubber stamp on your head. Paris, Italy, Lebanon. Well, Lebanon, they've been fighting for years. I don't know why the hell they would want to attack Lebanon unless it's an Israeli and Craig or a Red Cross or maybe a American university over there. They love to capture them university professors and kill them. That shows how cowardly they truly are. They won't go after someone who's armed and dangerous, and maybe even more dangerous than they are. Because a lot of those guys, a lot of those good old boys are vets. And what the hell do you think they did? They went into Iraq and kicked ass. They went into Kuwait and kicked ass. They went into Afghanistan and kicked ass. And some of them were ex-special forces too. Navy SEALs, Green Berets, and Delta Force. They ain't gonna put up with that. You know those guys, when they get out of the military, they ain't walking around with a plastic butter knife. They're armed and they're packing. So I just better watch what they're doing. So that's all I got to say about that. But I had to say it because I looked at every news story I could find and no one's mentioning it's the anniversary of JFK's assassination. Probably Alex Jones did, and maybe Nori. I don't know if he did his JFK show or not this weekend. I got to look. All right, I'll be back in a minute. My football picks. Have a great evening. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.